I thought you was on with it.
That's all.
I picked up what you put down.
They look so nice and cleaned up. The school.
Side darn. They messing my whole cute up.
That was that first thing in the morning picture. You know how they have the,
I got like
how you sing your kids.
That's exactly
but I can't
How
see
they come home. Versus the picture,
so I,
the ponytail is up here and the other one is down there.
yeah.
You doing okay?
Why I look so short? I need a pillow. Can y'all give me a booster seat? I feel like I'm sitting up under the table.
Did she really? So
Okay, now I'm up here with everybody else. Okay. Teresa, that ain't that funny.
No, you was like,
Sensitive about my
and you know
height.
what? I probably need to boost myself up 'cause I
You
felt
having a
low.
good kiki over here.
Yes.
Where'd Phyllis go? 6, 7.
just to throw some the trash out.
We need Phyllis and Kim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we need at least 8.
Yeah, she
Y'all ready? Okay, we ready? We ready? Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
We ready? Okay. We just start talking? Okay. All right. Very good. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the South Fulton Development Authority May Board meeting. We will begin with a roll call. I am Mercedes Miller, and I am the board chair at large.
James Reese, District 4 Vice Chair.
Nathan Lewis, Treasurer.
Phyllis Mentor, District 6.
John DeLagle, District 1.
Stacy Williams, District 5.
September Cooper, District 7.
Kimberly Mays, District 3.
Isaac Gilmore, McGuire Woods, outside council.
And Carmen Davis, Assistant City Manager.
Teresa Parham, Senior Project Manager.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the agenda? Are there been any additions or deletions of the agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Okay, it's been motioned. Is there a second?
I second.
It's been motioned and second. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in agreement, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimously approved. Moving on, we do have the board minutes from March and April, and we're going to go over those minutes individually so it goes on the record. Did everyone get an opportunity to review the March 4th minutes? If everyone has reviewed the minutes, are there any additions or changes to the minutes? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
Motion to approve.
It's been motioned. Is there a second?
I second.
It's been motioned and second. Any further discussion? All those that agree, please raise your hand and say yes.
Yes.
Aye.
All right. Yes, aye. It's unanimous. Thank you. And we'll move on to the April approval of the minutes. If everyone had an opportunity to review those, are there any additions or deletions to the April meeting minutes? If not, we will entertain a motion to approve the April 1st, 2025 minutes. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the April minutes.
Okay, it's been motioned. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and second. Any further discussion? All those that agree, please say aye. There you go. What did you say, John? Okay, we have a few citizens and dignitaries in the room, so will you please stand up, identify yourself, and if you have any comments? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you and welcome. Okay, thank you. Catherine. Thank you. Okay, we will move on now to the economic development report. You all, let's give her a hand. She's really filling in and she's doing a good job.
Give her a mic.
Good evening, Council Support Director. First, I want to thank each and every one of you for your patience and support while we're going through our transition of identifying our new economic development director. Thank you for all you have done, all the encouragement, and just being here for each and every one of us. For full transparency, we're offering a different platform with our economic development updates. We're going to have each one of the project managers to give an overview, a little snippet of what's going on in all the districts, 1 through 7. And we also invited the Convention and Visitors Bureau to give you an overview as well. So without further ado, I will ask Ms. Catherine Early to come up and give you her update.
Thank you, Teresa. Oh, I don't get an applause? No, I'm just kidding. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Catherine Early. I'm the tourism manager for the City of South Fulton Convention and Visitors Bureau. Most of you have seen me once or twice or thrice here and there, but just a quick update. I don't take for granted that people know what the Convention and Visitors Bureau is. It's a lot of words, and some people don't understand what that means. But the CVB, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, we are the marketing arm of the City of South Fulton. We market the City of South Fulton as a destination. We have a mission statement and a vision statement, and full transparency, we've had some bumps and bruises along the way the last couple of years with some changes and transitions, but things have finally started to smooth out, so we're really looking forward to the future with the next couple of years. But we are a nonprofit, 501c6 nonprofit organization, and like I said, it's our job to effectively market the City of South Fulton as a destination. A few of the things how we do that and we carry out our mission is our website. Our website is actually just launched. I'm so excited. We've been working on this for like 6 months, so we're very excited. Visit cityofsouthfultonga.com is our website, and previously it was functional, but it didn't do all the things that we wanted it to do. So now it really will serve as a hub for information for visitors and community members such as yourselves that will provide a community calendar for events that are happening in the city that help us to promote the city as a destination. That includes our newsletter. Our newsletter is also just launched, and I'll be sending all of that out to you if I can get everyone's email addresses. We'll be sending that out as well. It's our very first newsletter. We didn't have a newsletter before, so we're very, very excited about that, and that'll be monthly. Again, to provide you all with updates and things that we're doing and ways for you all to stay connected with us. We do have all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We launched our YouTube channel. We're going to do a podcast, which is very exciting. And again, all of this to showcase what the City of South Fulton has to offer to our community, to our visitors, and to our local residents and community members. Our visitor's guide, again, something that we didn't have before. Very excited about putting the final touches on that as well. And you'll be able to download that visitor's guide when you go to our website. It'll be at our hotels as well. For those of you that don't know, we do have 3 hotels in the City of South Fulton, down in District 7 on the south side of the city, right off of Sonoya Road. So if you go down 85 and you get off on exit 61 and turn left, our 3 hotels, we have 2 Marriott properties and 1 Hilton property. And we're very, very excited about those 3. They're managed by Ascent Management, and they're a very good partner, so we're definitely looking forward to doing all we can to fill those hotels and put heads in beds, as that's the colloquial version of being a tourist organization. Some other things that we do in order to fill those hotels, we provide event support for various events that might come to the city. We also reach out to event organizers that are interested in hosting events. Because we don't have a convention center, one of our initiatives is to primarily focus on what we do have, which is our tennis center, for example. So we just hosted a tennis tournament here in the city. A few weeks ago, we'll have several more national level tournaments that have 150, 200 people coming to the city, and those folks are staying in our hotels. And if you don't know, if you went to an HBCU and you're interested in tennis, we host the HBCU National Tennis Championships every year in September, and that basically sells out our hotels every year. So we're looking to do more events like that that will help to bring that revenue. And if you don't understand how that works, the hotel motel tax that funds our budget, that subsidizes all those real estate taxes all of us pay. And so the more events that we have, the better partners we can be with the city and our community, the more folks we can bring to the city. So that's my job, and that's what we're focusing on. Local engagement as well. We want to engage our business owners, so that's why we work hand in hand with the economic development team. If you check out our Instagram, you'll see what we've started to do is these business spotlights with several of our business owners. We give them one of these black and white South Fulton t-shirts and have them look happy about their businesses and doing business in the city of South Fulton and showcase them. And we have, businesses on Old National, Red Oak, all over the city that we're promoting so that people know we have a thriving business community here. And again, that's in partnership with the economic development team. We also do research, so we have we have systems in place to build out our visitor profiles, because prior to me coming on, we really didn't know who our visitors were, which is, you can't market to those individuals if you don't know who's coming, right? So we work with a geolocation company that helps us to build out that profile so we can better target those visitors and get more folks here. We also attend trade shows, which they're all over the place, and there's all different kinds of trade shows. We just came back from the Travel and Media Marketplace with the Southeast Tourism Society, where it was a marathon of appointments for me, but it was 20 to 25 different travel writers from all over the Southeast, and I was able to share our story as a new city in the state of Georgia, and people were very excited about that. So the goal is to get our story in different media outlets and different travel and tourism magazines and platforms to help us to amplify what we're trying to do here in the city. So that's pretty much all that we do. I can give you my contact information. It was originally on my slide, but that slide was deleted for brevity. So if you want to reach out to me, you certainly can. I can give you my card, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys might have. But thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yes, the website is visit cityofsouthfultonga.com. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, SFDA Board, management, and citizens. My name is Trevor Thornton. I am the Main Street Manager for the City of South Fulton, and I know you all are so anxiously waiting to see what is going on in the Red Oak District, so here is my presentation. To begin, I'd like to start with saying that we, in the month of April, we started our very first farmers market for this season. Our very first one was on April 4th. Not only do I want to mention the fact that we had our first farmers market, but we completely revamped it from what we did last year. Last year was a big live and learn situation for me. So this year we came in, we have a new location. We're at Salome Church International. We went from twice a month to once a month. We realized that the occurrence was probably, keeping a lot of people away because it was happening so frequently. We have a new market manager, and we have completely seen a full turn. So along with having a great turnout, we've also included, we have several food trucks that come in. So we've had 5 at each of our markets to give the citizens some variety. We've also had like bounce houses, gaming truck for the children to play video games, and other little, and vendors as well. We're really trying to not only promote the fact that that for the entrepreneurs in the city to really get their business off of the ground and really get their name out there, but also have a family-friendly environment for the community to really enjoy. So we actually just had our second one this past Friday, May 2nd, and all of our markets will be on the first Friday of every month. That was the first one. The very second one, we had Councilwoman Willis had a District 3 town hall meeting that was very economic development based. In this meeting, took place on April 17th. This was the first town hall that I had the opportunity to speak at, so I really took this opportunity to really break down everything that I've been working on since I've joined this position over a year and some change ago, and all the projects that I currently have moving forward. And I think it was really great. Assistant City Manager Carmen Davis was also there as well. And one of the main things that we spoke at this town hall meeting will be my next point. If you can click that link. Yes, farmers market, yes. And thank you for that. So, and the reason behind the community market was because I didn't want the citizens to just think that fruits and vegetables would be sold there. Again, I wanted to open it up for the entrepreneurs in general. So if they're selling candles or anything, that they have some space in our market. Correct.
So the businesses get to come and participate for free?
Correct. So we're not charging, there's no charge for them to come and enter. And a lot of that, well, of course they register first, but yes, no charge for them to show up. And a lot of that was because we did not want them to already have to, put money up. Exactly. We wanted them to come in and off their first sale already begin to start making profit. All right. For this, yes. For this part, I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the back. I know our agenda is very long today. You can hit play. All right. So this is one of the biggest projects that I've been working on this year, and a project that's been in the making for several years now. This is 4800 Campbell Drive, which is also known as the Blue House, and which is also known as the Welcome Center. So we're still workshopping some of the names. For a little bit of, I guess, reference, the 4800 Campbell Drive sits on the corner of Campbell and Spring. For reference, Campbell Drive actually intersects with Roosevelt Highway. It's near the New Life Church where, the big open grassy areas and the cemetery. The Spring intersects with Washington Road. So that's just a good reference point. So this will serve as the Main Street office, the office for the Red Oak area. It sits on a little under 2 acres, 1.7. The square footage is 3,212 as far as the house. What you will see is that not only, this is the front, or this is the side that's facing Campbell Drive. So this will potentially be, well, not potentially, this is where the front is, but due to where our parking lot is, a lot of the entrance will be able to enter in on 3 separate sides. One here on the north entrance and also one here on the east entrance as well. There are a few amenities that come with the outside. I'll speak about the outside first and then we'll move into the inside. As you can see, it comes with a grass area. It'll be turf. And a lot of that is so it can support a lot of our future activities, everything from our future farmers markets. And if we have any other events that will fit well in that area, they can do that as well. As you can also see, there's a pavilion, and then there is also a amphitheater on the side. It will hold about 100 people. That amenity is for events like Screen on the Green and other music acts that may take place there. This office is all open to the public as well, so the community can also use this for if they want to have their, wedding ceremony or something. Will have access to the space.
Is that much space behind that greenhouse?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So the house alone, well, you won't be able to notice it from where it is now because there's still a lot of tree line. So, and then we'll be able to take it all the way back into the clearance for where the neighbors' houses are. Okay, I'm just going to go on the inside. Yes. So the outside, I talked about that part already, but along with the inside, this will also be, again, not only my office or whoever is in the position, but it's also a WeWork space as well. That was requested from the community. So the whole top floor, they want to say there are at least 5 offices that are dedicated to WeWork space. So the community can come in and be able to rent the spaces, conduct meetings. There's a conference room for them upstairs as well. On the bottom floor where my office is, there's this conference room where we'll be having our future Red Oak board meetings. And then there will also, this is what the lounge will look like. And last but not least, and then I'll put the mic up, they're also, again, it's really suited for our future events. So there'll be a warming kitchen in there as well. And a lot of the amenities and also features also really dedicated to it being a really nice space for all of us in the community to be able to enjoy. Thank y'all for y'all's time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good job.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Corey Davis. I'm the Special Projects Manager with the Economic Development Department over Districts 2 and 4. Okay, so our new Economic Development Board is Core Alliance, core meaning community, opportunity, resilience, and empowerment. We officially received our status approval at the City Council meeting on April 22nd. So as you're looking at this photo, we have 3 representatives of District 2, Malika Ingram, Pierre Blackman, Joe Grooms, 4 representatives of District 4, Teresa Carter, Trone Jefferson, Gloria Powell, and our very own James Reese. As far as next steps, we will have our board officer elections during our next meeting. And this upcoming 4th Monday at 12 p.m. here at the office. We'll work on logo development, schedule a meet and greet for our local businesses to get to know the new board, and finish executing our 2025 work plan. We actually established during our board retreat last November. So some of you may have met them, but if not, you will definitely meet them soon. So please welcome them to the ED family. Another part of our programming that we actually started last year, and we were supposed to kick off last month on the 4th Thursday, which was the 24th. We unfortunately we had to cancel it due to the rain, so I wasn't lucky like Trevor and Teresa to kick off their first one, but we're looking forward to the next one, which will be May 22nd, and we extended our market season to October, so the last one will take place October 23rd, so that we can still try to execute 6 full markets. So please be on the lookout. You guys also have the flyer present in front of you, and please continue to circulate all of our markets as much as you can. And it will take place, like I said, every 4th Thursday from 4:30 to 8:30 at the Village Shops at Cedar Grove. Oh, okay. I'll be back.
Question for exactly what you said, it's an advisory board.
Yes.
So what do they do?
So they're going to literally be doing the same sort of programming as the Red Oak Advisory Board, as the National District Advisory Board, but just more so surface just around District 2 and 4 economic development-based, items.
Filling the gap.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Corinne. Okay, the Old National District update. We launched our local first small business forum this past, yes, it was in April. It was the fourth Thursday in April. It was an evening event, and it was in partnership with the Old National Merchants Association. Chairwoman Phyllis Mentor and I facilitated a discussion that was centered around solutions within the Old National District. One of the pain points of all these major retailers closing that was hitting our communities, such as Walgreens. So we wanted to introduce alternative services that we should actually support because they're more small business oriented. And so we introduced Old Nat Pharmacy, that is located right here in the Old National District. She's new to the Old National District, Dr. Linda Davis. Her office is located in the Old National Commons area, right across the street, well, across the parking lot of Hungry AF and South Fulton Studios. We also have another dentist office to open on Old National, Southern Smiles. We invited their ownership to come out, introduce their services. They have a beautiful facility, and they're also open to new patients. So we're gonna host a ribbon cutting in partnership with the South Fulton Chamber of Commerce, but we're really excited about our small business initiative. The Shop, Dine, Explore business directory was also relaunched. We wanna give a one-stop place to find all things Old National. Old National has over almost 300 businesses that are within the city of South Fulton. So we want to make sure that we showcase these businesses, their services, so that we can fill in the gaps, not only that we want things to come to our community, but we want to sustain the things that are in our community. That forum also had over 50 participants, so we were excited about that. Again, we relaunched our Old National Groves Farmers Market. We moved back to our original location, which is here at the Economic Development Office. We was in that rear end of the parking lot, right across from Chipotle. This past market, we had over 20 vendors, all offering different types of home good products, our artesian products. We had a petting zoo out there. Of course, we did a new initiative where if you spent $10 or more at a vendor's booth, you got a free lunch on us. So that encouraged, more shopping, more support of shopping local. So again, the market is every second Saturday. This Saturday is May 10th. We know it's Mother's Day weekend, but we said, bring your moms out. We want to celebrate them. So we have a few activities that are centered around Mother's Day. So we have a massage set up. So if you want to come out, get a little back rub, we got a therapist out there to offer 5-minute massages. We also have a Mother's Day Southside Beats brunch. So you come out, get a little plate of fruit and chicken and waffles. I forget what his menu is, but he has a lot of tasty treats for us. And then we have a partnership with UGA Extension Office, South Fulton Master Gardeners. They're going to offer a plant sale, spring plant sale right out there at this market on May 10th. So again, from noon until 4, please come out, shop with these vendors, and we look forward to hosting the next one. So that concludes the Old National District update. And we'll have the facade grant.
Okay, as you all know, after launching the facade grant program last November, we were able to award 20 of our local businesses with ARPA funding ranging from $2,700 to $10,000. To date, 8 of the businesses have been paid in full. 6 of the businesses have received partial amount of their funding, either about half of it or about 2/3 of it. and 6 businesses have not tapped into their grant funding yet. And I have since followed up with those remaining 6 businesses, as well as the ones who have only dispersed the partial amounts as well, to begin the process of having to amend some agreements, because in the agreements it did state that they needed to at least attempt expending the funds by March 31st. So I've already been in contact with the grants director. She gave me, proper instructions to make sure that everybody is good on the record. And so we'll begin amending everything, and then we'll continue forward with making sure that they get to this funding. And you all should have a spreadsheet in front of you to see the exact amounts. You may have to turn a few pages. But I'll wait till you guys can get to those pages. It's probably deep. But basically, it's just a detailed spreadsheet out of the $172,059.93 of grant funding. $110,509.98 have been dispersed to our businesses. So that just leaves a remaining balance of $61,549.95. So we're almost to the finish line. So I'm going to continue working with these businesses to make sure that they receive their funding, and that I receive all the documentation to make sure that, we're going according to the guidelines for the ARPA funding. So I will continue to keep you guys posted and give you those updates as the rest of the funding will be expended. Any questions? Yes. I don't know. It would be behind the economic development.
Yeah, you'll have tabs the next time.
In the new business.
Yeah.
There was a detailed disbursement
Yeah,
in
it
the
was-
last meeting as well.
Yes.
Maybe it's
So
not
if you
in there.
look at it last,
Yes, we'll print it. Yes.
Okay.
We can find it before the meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Yes.
So of the 6 businesses that have not tapped in, when you contacted them, what did they say was the reason?
So for starters, one of them actually reached out to me stating that they were trying to receive a permit for the work that they wanted to get done. Something was up with the application to where it was denied, so they literally just had to refile for a new permit application. Another one, they were having trouble getting lower quotes for, so certain people were struggling trying to find contractors to do signs. So a lot of that, they've been kind of trying to rely on us to see if we had any referrals, and we've been, giving them some referrals. So those are kind of a few of the challenges that they've ran into, and also being that they have to provide us with paid receipts to actually receive the funding. So a lot of them are trying to come up with that money so that they can, try to pull as much of a large lump sum. Some are struggling just a little bit, so we're trying to work with them, letting them know, like, you can, disperse this in increments. If you have a $10,000, fund that you're pulling from, you do not need to pull the entire $10,000. If you got to work from 1,000, 2,000, we'll work with you. So they're very much so aware of that. We've been in constant communication with them, but those are a few of the challenges that they're going through, and then we'll begin, processing with their, amended agreement and everything.
So it's not possible for the ones that are struggling to come up with the money first to be reimbursed or whatever, for us to pay directly to the contractor or directly to the...
So yes, a few of them have actually, we have contractors that sent in vendor applications, and we have paid some of them directly, but for the 6 businesses who have not tapped into their funding yet, it's solely attached just to their business, so they have to be the ones to pay it. So a lot of them couldn't get their vendor information in time due to the deadline that we had prior to Christmas last year. So another one of the struggles. So yeah, they're trying to just get the money on their own. Yes.
Is there a deadline for them to spend this money?
I'm going to, well, yes, it has to be fully expended December 31st, 2026, but we're not trying to extend it that long. We're trying to make sure that they can have the funds expended this year, this fiscal year. That's what we're aiming for. So I'm going to work with the grants director to see what the best amended date that I can replace that March 31st with for those who are still because it also has to change for the ones who receive partial funding as well, because it's like some of them, if they're, they have a $10,000 fund, they may have taken out only $7,000, so they still have some remaining, and we're still way past March 31st. So we're gonna have to just amend a few of them. It's not gonna, be a difficult, process. I'm working with the grants director, and she's pretty great from what I've seen so far. So we're gonna work together to make sure that the businesses are taken care of. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, and I will get you guys those, the spreadsheet, if it is not in that packet.
And I'd just like to say, I've asked for dividers to be added to the books, so that we, we're not trying to, yeah.
And our final economic development update, on May 15th, we'll have our last community meeting with the Sizemore Group. It will be at Burdett Park at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So please, this is to finalize the catalytic sites within District 3, 2, and of course 5, 6, and 7. And Economic Development Week is next week, so we're launching a robust number of community activities, kicking it off May 12th with the Economic Development 101 session. This is for the community to learn about economic development impact within the city of South Fulton and also regionally. And we will also host how you can work with your economic development department, along with learning about the Atlanta Community Improvement District and how it benefits the city of South Fulton. That session will be sponsored by Georgia Power as well as Atlanta Airport CID. And then we will host our official proclamation on Tuesday, May 13th. That will be at City Hall, 5440 Fulton Industrial at 7 p.m. We will have all the council to sponsor it, being Economic Development Week in the city of South Fulton, so please come out to that. And again, going back to Small Business Initiative, we're going to have a small business resource fair where we are offering our city departments, the ones that interface the most with small businesses, such as code enforcement, permitting, fire, public safety, to come out and educate them on the resources that the city of South Fulton offers. We will also have state resources here. We have the Small Business Development Center that's coming out, and also SBA, and a number of other services. This is a free opportunity to come out and engage with these local vendors. It'll range from marketing. You can also come out and get free headshots. Any small business owner that just want to update their marketing material, that is an opportunity to do that as well. It will be here at our Economic Development Office from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. And lastly, we wanted to offer another opportunity for our economic development boards. We will host a leadership luncheon that will talk about regionalism and how the city of South Fulton fits into this footprint. The best person I could think of to actually share this information was Shannon James with the Aerotropolis, so he will be our guest speaker for that luncheon. The luncheon location is actually probably going to be here. We're still working out the details with that, but each board member will get an invitation to come to that opportunity to engage with Shannon and his team, but most of all to actually just have a camaraderie session with all the other boards. All 6 boards. We have 6 economic development boards within our department. So this is the opportunity to meet those faces, to get to know each and every one of them, and then, just have the small talk of, how we can engage moving forward as a department and, within the city as a whole. So again, all this information is in your packets. We talked about Sizemore. Oh, and the International Council for Shopping Centers Conference is in Las Vegas. We will have representation from there. Corey Davis will be attending that, as well as ACM Carmen Davis, and that is May 18th through the 20th. So without further ado, I believe that is it. Nayla? Yeah, okay.
So on the can you go back? That flyer, the second flyer, can you have that electronically, you can send it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And the second question was, you said that the International Council for Shopping Centers Conference in Las Vegas, we have Corey going and Assistant City Manager Davis going. So 2 Davises are going. I know we had talked about someone going from our board.
Yes,
so
it's
is
on the
someone-
agenda.
It's on
Yes.
the agenda.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
It's on the agenda for you, for their approval, for a representative from the Development Authority to attend.
Which one is for where Shannon's going to be here? The May-
Shannon will be at the Friday event.
May 16th.
Yes, May 16th. Yep. And then lastly, we can move to the next slide. Wanted to let you know of the upcoming trainings and conferences. JITA is hoping having their spring conference at Chateau Elan. So it will be from May 19th through the 21st. I will actually be graduating from the Georgia Economic Developers Program at that conference. Thank you. There will be another Development Authority training that is offered through UGA. It would be on June 5th, virtual, as well as Carl Vincent, UGA is offering a planning, land, and use for economic developers in Athens. So if anyone is interested in attending any of these trainings or conferences, please let myself and Nayla know, and we would get you registered.
Can you send that out, that schedule?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So I
We
have,
have a question.
so are we required to have continuing education?
I think you fulfilled your continuing education, but you can sign up for any additional, the required education.
I remember doing a virtual one with UGA, and I didn't know if that was the same as it was.
It's the same one. Yes.
So we need to sign up.
It's the same one. Okay. Is that it?
Thank you, and thank you again for
Thank you,
holding
guys.
it together.
Thank you
Thank you.
all.
We're moving forward with the committee reports. Division Ad Hoc Committee, do you have anything to report?
Well, it looks as though we do have an invoice that we need to pay for the Vision Committee, but my understanding is that our website is in process. We have rescheduled our two-day photography and videography sessions to June. So once those are complete, then I think the process for the website will move quickly after that.
And the invoice will be taken care of,
Yeah.
yes, I already got it. Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for the Vision Ad Hoc Committee?
So we don't need to do anything with this invoice?
Nope, you can trash that. Okay, the Activities Committee,
No updates, however, we would like to make a recommendation. The events, the presentations that were just made, thank you all. Thank you all for all of your hard work, because you all do it and you do it with a smile, okay? Our recommendation is that we would like to get some time on the calendar so that we can actually look at what is coming down the pipeline for just the economic staff, okay? What is coming down the pipeline for 2025. And as the Activities Committee, we would like to align or figure out what makes sense, okay? So that is our recommendation, if we could just get something on the calendar and we can just look at it and make something happen. Yeah, because we're still interested in doing a networking event. Okay?
okay, moving on to Civic Engagement Committee.
Okay. This month, we participated in the ribbon cutting for Mid-South Steel, which was on Roosevelt Highway. That was a really nice event, and good to know that they were there and how long they've been in business. Excellent, excellent staff. The gentleman that runs the place, his name was Chuck. He actually wants to build in South Fulton housing for his employees. So I volunteered myself to help him go find something, as well as find someone to help him build, and he can possibly come back to us for anything else that we can provide to him. Arden's Garden was a typical ribbon cutting event, early April. Went to the Grady ribbon cutting and dirt shovel event with the governor and everybody else. That was a really nice turnout. It was standing room only. Went to Aerotropolis Brokers Reception last week. Actually had some time with Shannon, some one-on-one. He's been out of town, but he's doing some big things in the metro area, and we need to make sure we stay connected and use his services along with Anna Roach to help us do whatever we need to do to make this city what it should be. What else? And then we participated by coming to the event that was here by Economic Development Group for the local businesses on Old National. So we had a full schedule this month, and looking forward to whatever else is down the line as part of your scheduling.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Just wanted to add in this weekend, we are having, it's actually being sponsored by Global Minds and Miss Lindsay's Go Green Community. They are doing a Mother's Nature Day cleanup on the 10th from 9 to 12. It's going to be on Old National Highway at and Flat Shoals. So if anybody would like to come out and volunteer, please do. We try to make sure that our entire city is as clean as possible. So thanks so much.
Thank you. On to new business. We have
skip
an
finance.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's
Well,
just
don't forget
very
that.
quick finance.
I'm sorry.
Report. You guys should have copies of the bank statements. I'll just give you the consolidated balance, which is $961,597.87. We're currently receiving a 3.56% interest rate, and we have not had any activity from spending as of yet. But as you can see, we do have some invoices, so we need to reconcile that.
What I did find out from the team is that all of the bills that have come in, before I think they went through economic development and then they charged us back. This time they're actually coming out of our account. So they're up to date with the exceptions of the one for today.
Okay, all right, great. So we should see those in the bank statement,
Mhm.
of course. Okay.
And I think when we get to the updates, we're gonna talk about, because I know there were some requests for finance.
Yeah.
What exactly, or do you need from the finance department?
Just the statements. This is my first time seeing the statements.
That's
now.
your first time?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
all right.
just email.
Okay. Yes.
All
I-
pages.
I just wanted to add, as a commercial broker, a lot of you don't know who my clients are and what I do, but Mid-South is my client, and he is building the first Class A office building in the city of South Fulton on Roosevelt Highway. So that is something to look for in the future, as well as John said, he is looking to do some development, single-family, for his employees. And so I don't always just share who my clients are, but since John brought it up, I thought I would share that. He is one of my clients, and he's wanting and will do some great things here in the city.
Thank you.
So I have a
Dana?
question. So this 705, this right here is the food for last month or today?
This today?
Okay, and so, I would ask this question, so when the bills come, they're gonna come out of our budget now, they're gonna pay this from that?
Yeah, the P card, Teresa has the P card, so it's charged to the P card, so it can go straight out of our account.
Okay. And so, we don't need to vote on any of this stuff, it's just for information?
The only thing we have to vote on, like for instance, the invoice that we had already approved that when we approved the website. We don't have to get approval for training, because that's already in our budget. But when someone is traveling, like John going to the show, we have to get that approved before we can spend any other funds out of our account.
Oh, I knew that part, I'm talking about food, we don't have to approve.
We don't have to approve
Okay,
that.
that's all.
Actually,
do
Ms.
we?
Person, yes. So these are the two items to be reimbursed to the department.
So we do have to
Oh,
approve.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
mhm.
Okay.
These two, just only these two items.
Okay.
When you say these two, which one are you talking about?
Sorry, the
This one that says.
705
Alfredo?
and, yeah, and the 449.80.
Oh, okay, okay.
So in the past, how have we handled?
The P card that you guys use, we would use it, but we don't have access to that just yet. So we're working on access to it. So for these two meetings, we used our P card.
Because we, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're still working on the access to,
Okay, so we need to add a motion to approve.
yes.
Oh, okay.
You're right,
Okay.
Jane.
I make a motion, we amend the agenda to add these two items for approval
Under new business.
under new business.
So we'll make
Second.
it C.
Wait a minute. So James made the motion, and
We're
then
making-
September seconded.
Oh,
We're making a motion to approve the approval of these two invoices tonight, and it's going to be under new business, and it'll be item C.
Before we move further, I just have a question about this particular vendor, EasyCater. Is there any particular reason why we use EasyCater?
Tax exempt and delivery options.
Okay, okay. Because I noticed sometimes they can be a bit more expensive.
Because they can't go pick them up if they're busy. 'Cause
Okay.
they've been picking up. I think Nayla's been picking up items, but since they're short of staff.
Okay, 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 thank
that
you.
makes sense.
That makes sense.
Okay. So it's been motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor of adding item C, which is to improve the invoices, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
All right. It carries. Okay. So we'll get anything else from the finance committee.
That's it.
So now you know you'll get the statement.
I have a question for finance. With the amounts that we were supposed to receive from closings, they still didn't update in here. When, do you know by chance?
Go. Maybe Ed,
Okay,
Isaac, yeah.
okay,
It's gonna be.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, on to new business. We did have to renew our insurance. Did everybody get an opportunity to take a look at it?
That's this policy that's in here.
2,000 pages.
We have to approve the invoice so that it can be paid.
It's an invoice in the back of this?
Yes, ma'am.
Invoice in the front.
I'm sorry, where's it?
Invoice is in the front.
The same insurance.
It's the same insurance we had before, it's just time for a renewal.
Have our legal team looked at this and approved it?
They have.
If they have, I
They
make a
have.
motion to approve the insurance
Wait a minute.
I second.
In the amount of,
in the amount of $11,779.
I'm
okay,
sorry.
it's been motion,
I second.
it's been motion and second. Any further discussion? Okay, all
So-
those, yes, ma'am.
So the motion was to approve it and not pay it?
Approve it and for pay. Approve for
Oh,
payment.
I didn't hear the pay part.
Okay, I'll add that for payment.
Okay. Would you like to keep your second?
I keep my second.
Okay. All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. All right, motion carries. The next item that we have, again, what we discovered, because we did not know, that if we are ever sending somebody on any kind of sales trip or trip where they're doing any kind of soliciting or network that's not training, we do have to get it approved. And also, they are doing training. They have an individual with the city that they're going through training, Ms. Davis and Ms. Davis, they're both going through training. So that's one of the requirements for attending, so that you are all on the same page. Okay? Okay?
So you're saying that John has to go to training too?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. 'Cause we
So no
want,
slots for you, John.
we want everybody to
Straight
be
to the
saying
training
the same,
class.
we want everybody to be saying the same thing.
That's
So
gonna be
I
local.
know
Dana,
what,
local.
excuse me, I know what John does, but I need John to be saying the same thing that the city does, so everybody's on the same page. Okay, all right, is there a motion to approve John attending the ICSC shopping center show?
And the budget.
Motion for John to
And
be
the budget,
approved for
oh.
ICSC.
The budget.
Budget is the-
Yeah, the budget is in there for your
Can you make the motion?
overview.
You can't make the motion.
John, you're gonna be put in timeout.
You down there making motions? No, sir.
Come over here, laughing. I make a motion to approve John to attend the ICSC.
And what's the,
I second it.
For the total amount of,
For the amount of $3,072.50 estimate.
all right,
actually
it's
more
been
than that.
motion and
You didn't put
second.
my per diem in there.
Any further discussion?
You didn't put it per diem,
I didn't do what?
budget per diem.
per diem.
You didn't budget his per diem is what he's saying. He need his food money.
Keep on, you ain't gonna be able to.
I said
His
estimate,
flight.
so I did say
Does it include the
estimate.
flight?
So $3,072.50 estimate plus per diem.
Okay, so you amended to say plus per
Yes,
diem.
amended per diem.
Okay.
Any further questions or discussions? All those in favor of approving John's budget with his, to include his per diem, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that carries. The next
can get
item that we have to
$50.
approve are the 2 invoices for catering. We have one invoice that was,
You just did that.
okay, I already did that.
Yeah, we did that in finance.
Oh, okay.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. We added,
No.
we voted to add it to
Oh, okay.
the,
We voted to add it to the agenda.
Oh,
You did the motion, buddy.
Vote to save it too. Okay.
You put it on the
Now,
All right.
back to my job at hand. Okay.
Let you go.
We are
Catering
seeking
receipt.
a motion to approve the 2 catering receipts that we have. We have one for April 1st, and then we have one for today. Is there a motion to approve these 2 receipts?
Make a motion.
I make
Before
a
you,
mo-
but before you do that, let me ask a question. So this one that says 705, it doesn't say the name. I think it's Hungry Air, but it's cut off on the receipt at
it
the
is,
top. That's what it is?
It is,
It's Hungry-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I make a motion to approve the catering invoices that we have from Hungry AF in the amount of $705, and the amount for Sonny's Barbecue Easy Cater in the amount of $449.80.
Okay, thank you. It's been motioned. Is there a second?
I second.
It's been motioned and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. Motion carries. Okay. Approved. Okay, moving on. Old business, we would like to talk about rescheduling the board retreat.
What dates do we have?
We don't have it yet.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there we go, okay.
Could we wait until we get a executive director first before we do that? Is that possible?
What's your
What's the-
question, James?
Can we wait?
Can,
till we
can we
get-
wait till we get the executive director?
How do you know how long it's gonna
That's
be?
what I'm asking the question, I don't know.
That's assistant city manager.
Will
Ms.
this
Davis,
retreat
is
be
that-
just us?
Is that a timetable for the selection of the new executive director?
That is one update I was going to have for you today, if you want me to interject
Nope,
it
we'll
right
hold and
now.
wait for your update.
But the quick
But we need to table
answer
this.
is right now, there's no time frame. We're still receiving applications. We're now screening those applications. We've narrowed it down to about 8 candidates to vet and screen. So there's no time schedule have been determined yet. But certainly, we're going to move as quickly as possible.
And will we be the only group that will be attending this retreat?
Correct.
Yes,
Okay, so tentatively, we could push it out as far as August 7th and look
We
at
can.
August. So that would be a tentative date as of now.
Well, hold on now. My baby started college.
hold on.
Hold on.
You don't have anything on
5th
your
would be
schedule.
better for
Oh,
me.
oh, please.
Huh? I was just trying to see, because my daughter goes to college, and I wanted to make sure I'm congratulations.
Remind you, the 5th is also a meeting day. August 5th
Yeah.
is actually a meeting date as well.
But last year, didn't
Actually,
you
we did it on the same
suspend
day
those,
as the meeting
those
day.
We
meeting
used it-
dates?
we used the
Suspended the
retreat as
meeting
opposed
date,
to-
did it all at one time.
You y'all want to do that? Do it
It's
on the same
August
day?
5th, so,
Yeah.
well, we put it for August 5th.
The
That's a
same meeting day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at you, James, look at you.
That works.
Okay, so our proposed date for the retreat is August 5th. So you all will contact the,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay,
I
very
have
good.
one request though. When we advertise, because we have to advertise the retreat meeting, so when we advertise it, can we also advertise that the committees will meet? Because I think we're required to do that, so that if we decide to meet, we would have covered the notice, the advertising part.
Because I think the last time we put the board meeting. at-
Yeah, but remember we met and we had to meet
Yeah.
again because we
Yeah.
didn't notice it out,
Right.
so I want to make sure we notice it
Yeah.
out.
Okay, got it.
All right, thanks.
That's a good meeting. Okay, and the other old business is Sizemore Urban Design Presentation Approval.
Hold on, one quick question, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
Do we need to make a motion on that,
On which one?
on the date for the retreat?
I guess we do. Is there a motion to hold the retreat on August the 5th That will also be the date that we hold committee meetings and we hold our board meeting.
I make a motion, we hold our retreat on August 5th and our committee meetings and the actual meeting of our board on August 5th.
Thank you. It's been motioned. Is there a second?
That's it.
It's been motioned and
Dana
second.
want a second.
It's been motioned and second. Is there any further discussion? All right, all those that approve, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay. We moving on?
Sizemore, right?
Okay, Sizemore Urban Design Presentation Approval.
Yes, ma'am, Madam Chair. In the back of your notebook, in the very back, actually, you will see the proposal from Sizemore Group. This is additional meeting for the recommendations of the South Fulton Design Services. This will also be the final draft that will wrap up the May 15th community session. So they drafted a proposal letter for the directors to review. The total is $3,674 for them to present at your June 3rd meeting.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
just for more information. I'm sorry, am I on?
Yeah, sorry,
It
I
don't
was trying to
sound
do
loud.
the same.
Just for information in your decision-making process, I do want to let you know that Sizemore presented at the City Council this update on April 22nd, and we have a very extensive package presentation that we can share with you, and want to let you know also that that presentation is on our website or on our YouTube channel if you want to watch it at any time. But I did want to let you know that that option is there, as well as the packet. I have already sent the link. It's a huge document, large document, but I've already sent the link to Teresa to send to each one of you.
Okay, that works.
So this is our part of the payment?
Yes.
Okay. So we need to entertain a motion to pay the invoice for $3,674 to the Sizemore Group. Is there a motion?
Before we motion, can we have a discussion?
Yes.
Based on the information that Ms. Davis just provided, I think it would be wise of us to look at that video and look at the documentation that was sent, because the only purpose of them being in front of us after this point would be simply to ask questions. And I don't think paying $3,000 to answer a question is a valid use of funds.
Are we the only one paying, or is this just our portion?
No, this is us paying them to come present to us, correct?
That's coming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
So let me ask this
They-
question.
they
Do
charging
we need them
us?
to present to us?
No, it
No,
was
it was
a
a-
recommendation.
From them or us?
So we received recommendation, well, we received the request from board members after the city council meeting of whether or not they should present to our board, the development authority. So I was asked to get a proposal put together so that you guys could see what the cost would be, because they said that that was out of their scope of work currently, so.
Thank you for that. So, I mean, that answers the question. I guess my question is, we went from spending no money to spending a whole bunch of money today. So I'm just trying to figure out, if they have a sizable report that we haven't even looked at, do we know that we have questions that would not be answered by a review of the report? I say that because it seems like it's premature for us to give them $3,000-some.
So you agree with me?
So, yeah, I don't.
Oh, that what you were saying? Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I agree with you.
So my question is, from what I hear from the board, you would like to review it. And if you have questions, then we pay them to come in and answer your questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm sure it would be a lot less expensive just to answer questions.
Okay,
Right.
so that means that this will move to the next meeting.
Yes, we-
Statement
Madam
of-
Chair.
I'm
Well,
Also, I
next-
just want to remind you as well, you just received an invitation and flyer to the next meeting. So they'll be reporting out to the community the final plan. And so on their recommendations for each of the catalytic districts. And they're willing to hear your questions and feedback at that time as well. So that's
So we can get the answers for free on May 15th. That's what I hear you saying. That's what I hear you saying. I hear you saying that, and I feel like that just saved us $3,000-some.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So what we need to table it for, because we gonna go free.
So is there, so we don't need a motion, we don't vote?
No.
Okay, very good.
James, go there.
And I'll make sure that the link is sent out. of the actual draft.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Say, good job.
Thank you for the update.
Okay, the next thing we have is the city manager's update, but before we let her update, or in between, I'll let her decide. You all asked for Ed to come to the meeting, and Ed is at the meeting, and he's gonna give us a clear understanding again of what our role is, where our lane is, and where we get in and out of the lane. So, and then some of the questions that we had, we have some of the answers for those, so we're gonna kinda do it in combination, so everybody gets their answers and everybody gets a chance to ask any other questions. So would you like to go first, or you like Ed to go first?
What he is?
We're under city manager.
So much, ma'am. Good evening, board members. How y'all doing?
Yeah, good to see you.
So, one of the biggest things I wanted to address is why is there a DDA and why is there a development authority and what's the differences in the two? So, City of South Fulton was created in 2017, brand new city. I think the development authority was actually part of the city charter when the legislature passed it. And the original development authority got caught up in the politics of South Fulton, and it became dominated by the council faction, which was Mark Baker was the chairman and also a city council member, and Mayor Bill Edwards and the faction on the council that was with him sent business to the Fulton County Development Authority. And for those of you who've been here a long time, remember there was a big rigmarole about that. But when all that got created on city council, there were two individuals on council that both had strong feelings, and it was Mark Baker and Mayor Khalid Kobe.
Just Kobe.
Mayor-
Just Kobe.
Mayor Khalid Camus. And I didn't mean to do that. And Mayor Kobe wanted his own DDA, and he wanted it located at Old National. There was a big fight politically, where would the city center be? Should it be on Camp Creek? Should it be on South Fulton Parkway? Should it be on Old National? And so council created a DDA for Mayor Kobe when he was on the city council. And the DDA has a territory that is just a certain chunk of the city. The Development Authority has a territory that's the whole city limits. Both of y'all have the same power to grant property tax abatement, do economic development. The corporate public purpose in the 1969 legislation that creates both the DDA and the Development Authority says your public purpose is the promotion of trade, industry, commerce, and employment opportunities. The DDA, its board members, one's got to be a business person, and one's got to live. I mean, there's all kind of particular things about who could be a member of a DDA, and they have one power that you don't. They can actually grant cash money to businesses and not violate the Georgia Anti-Gratuities Act. And you all don't have that power. We're always talking about the Anti-Gratuities Act, the Georgia Constitution. And that's pretty much, if y'all are a student of cities, DDAs do this Main Street grant program, a facade program, and I noticed y'all were talking about it with ARPA money. Y'all can do it with ARPA money because ARPA's federal money. And there's a distinction in state law between federal money and state, local government money. Well, so the DDA has not done a tax abatement. You all have done two. The old board did one, that medical office building we talked about, and then you all did the one for Carter and Associates. We have entertained several others. And you all, in my mind, having done this a very long time, do a great job of vetting whether you do a tax abatement or not. We talk about the Fulton County Development Authority. I was quoted in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that if you show up here breathing, your ass is going to get some free taxes. They quoted it just like that. I kind of wish I hadn't said it, to tell you the truth. Well, y'all don't do that. Y'all done a great job. So the DDA has, the mayor and council made them their agent to carry out the TAD, the Tax Allocation District. And a TAD and a tax abatement are two different things. They're kind of similar, but they're different. I say that a tax abatement is a synthetic TAD where you abate taxes for you, the county, and the school board, and you don't have to ask anybody. A TAD sets the property taxes that get paid at whatever the value of the property is as of today, and as new stuff gets built, the property taxes on that new stuff goes into a fund called a TAD fund. To put school board money into the TAD fund, to put the county money into the TAD fund, they have to grant their permission to do that. And you all don't have to get that permission. When you do a tax abatement, you don't have to ask anybody anything. So the TAD that was created, I'm only aware of one project that's being funded with it so far, as we call it Project Hutch. And I don't know the name of the development. Do they have a particular name, Carmen?
Yes, Sandtown Village.
Sandtown Village. It's across from the Publix. It's 65 acres. A developer, I vetted them. They've got ability. They're going to put mixed use. They've got 10 parcels out front that's going to be retail and commercial. And then they've got townhomes, single-family homes, and apartments behind there. And they had asked for $33 million in TAD money. And city staff and I worked, and they're down to $9 million. And so the taxes that are paid to the city out of that 65-acre development, and it's supposed to be valued at $225 million in about 5 years when it's fully built out, the property taxes on that from the city taxes will go into the TAD fund. They have to submit invoices, and we only approved it for specific projects like roads, sidewalks, some infrastructure in there. It was $9 million. If they get the school board to participate or the county to participate, they would get their $9 million sooner. And it would allow us to have more money available for city purposes. And so it's $9 million, and only so far is the city in the TAD. It'll take them, 15 years to accumulate that, and we're only giving them 50% of the taxes that are collected. They call that, they get 50% of the increment. The school board, if they participate, only get 50% of the increment. The county can do any percentage they want. The DDA has not done a tax abatement, but they can. They can do a 1/8 to 1% fee just like you. But they can only do it in the area where the DDA has jurisdiction. And so I'd like you to not look at them as competition. They're doing something different than you in a different area. I saw a list of questions. I don't think it would be my advice to you that it would be appropriate that they say any abatement done in the city is done by you. I think their boots on the ground in their area, and they would know a lot about their area, and they ought to have the power to do a tax abatement in their area if they want. Let's talk for a minute and segue from that. You all were appointed by a council member or the mayor. The DDA board is the same way. They were appointed by the mayor or a city council member, but they have to have specific requirements in order to serve on that board, like some got to own a business, some got to live in a certain area. And in my opinion, you all should not give a tax abatement if mayor and council don't want you to. I know y'all ain't gonna like to hear that, but I look at this where it works the best if you all see yourself as in the canoe, rowing the canoe the same way as mayor and council, and y'all don't row it in different directions. And so in my 41 years in this business, where an authority like you, whether it's a water and sewer authority, a recreation authority, a development authority, you name any kind of authority, when they get crossways with the politicians, they go fighting, suing one another. The stories I could tell you are just terrible. And I'd like to see y'all have done wonderful. Y'all have these joint meetings with mayor and council. Y'all have done a great job. You all are not, in my mind, a rogue authority. You carry out the wishes of your mayor and council. You give them advice. And so far, since y'all been in this new board, mayor and council haven't asked y'all to do anything you ain't willing to do. So it works both ways. And y'all have done a brilliant job, and they've done a brilliant job. That mayor and council used to be on this old development authority like white on rice. They didn't like them. It was terrible fighting. And when y'all came and started this new board, it's a whole breath of fresh air. And so my pep talk to you, if it would be, is as you think about how you go forward and doing your job of promotion of trade, industry, commerce, and employment opportunities, seek out the advice of your council member who appointed you and try to make sure y'all stay on the same page and you aren't doing something they don't want you to do. And if they seek you out, try to get you to do something you don't want to do, talk to them about why you don't want to do it. Bring me in, bring your legal folks in. Like Rodney, what was that guy in San Francisco got whooped so bad?
Rodney King.
Rodney King.
Can't we all just get along?
Ed, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think one of the things that kind of got everybody kind of in an uproar was that the group that's over on the Sandtown group, I think they came here first.
They
When
did.
they came here, we said no. And so then they went to the other group to get approved.
I did not know
So,
that.
yes, so I think that was.
This group
when-
here or the
Yeah,
old group?
They came
They
to
came
us.
here
Us,
first. Yeah.
They came to us.
Yeah, they came, they came here first. So it was almost like they came here, we said no, and somebody else took them. And I don't know where the wires got crossed, but that was when it was like, okay, now, are we all working together? Are we working crossways? What happened? Why did we take it over there?
That's
when we
information I
said
didn't
no
know.
over here? Yeah.
So I'll tell you, my first I didn't represent the DDA, didn't do any work with them, and this Hutch thing came about. And City Manager Subadan asked me, could I go in there and help? But they had asked for $33 million. And the councilwoman in that district, I believe is Councilwoman Rowell, and she really wanted this project to get done. And $33 million was off the chain ridiculous. And so it was 6 or 8 months of me negotiating back and forth to get down to something reasonable. And the city council could have picked you to do the TAD. I forget what they call that. What do you call it, Isaac? The agent, there's some kind of, what's it called? Redevelopment agent. I don't know what the politics was, but for some reason, just as I first got involved, they made the DDA the redevelopment agent for the TAD. They could have kept it for themselves, they could have given it to you or a whole nother group. But I did not realize that they'd come here first and y'all turned them down.
So, I believe when they came to us, they weren't really ready and asking us for anything, because of course you would have known about it. I think they're the people from Knoxville or whatever,
Correct.
and
Yes,
they did a very horrible presentation. We were very new.
I remember that now. I was here that night.
Yeah, you were, yeah, you know,
They came
Yeah.
back twice.
as a litigation attorney, you remember a lot of these things because you have to use it later. But anyway,
That guy
so
was the kid
he
of the
was a
day.
young, yes, yes. And so they had presented right after Carter, and there was a stark difference in what they said. And then the things that they were talking about putting there, they had no information. They had gone nowhere. And then they didn't come, they were supposed to come back and they didn't. So I think when we heard about it and the way we heard about it, it was like, well, they didn't come back to us, they went over there, so are they on the same page, or are we in competition with them? So I hear what you're saying, but that leads into my question. My question is, you said we should not do anything or approve anything that the mayor and the council aren't on board for. But I don't know at what point they're involved before or prior to a developer coming here and asking us for an abatement or whatever they're gonna ask us for. So I guess that's my question now. So do they go there first before they come here? Because you want us to, because sometimes we vote here, we don't know if the mayor and the council are for it or against it.
Well, I've heard, to me, you all sort of have a standard operating procedure. When somebody comes before you, you want to know what council district they're in. And then you all ask, is that council person for or against this?
Right.
So before y'all take action, you do ask that question.
Right.
And so I don't think it's appropriate for them to go there first.
Right.
But I do love that you all asked about that. I mean, so you are an independent body. I forget, Isaac, how you say it, corporate and politics. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to ask them nothing. You can give tax abatement and not ask nobody a thing. when we were talking about creating our own books and records, because they were so boogered up when y'all took over.
Yeah,
We decided to keep it with the city
Yes.
and see if it would go that way, because it would be nice, but you didn't have to do that. You can go get
Right.
your own bank account if you want to. I love how y'all have worked in a collaborative way with that mayor and council, and I'm not saying that you're doing anything bad. In fact, you're doing everything exactly right.
Okay.
It's just, I didn't want y'all to go off. Y'all, this is public meetings, y'all about to come into some serious money, and y'all might have
Yeah. I just wanted to add, the reason why we did that was to have full transparency.
Yes.
Because the board prior basically had shut out the city council.
Yes.
So they didn't know what was going on. So what we wanted to do as a board was to be totally transparent, to be a tool to work together so that they would not have the concerns that they had with the prior board. Additionally, what's the group that we're just talking about?
Hutch.
Yes, when they came, we had some really tough questions.
You did, I was
We
here, I
really
remember.
had some really tough questions, and maybe they didn't like them, and maybe they felt like, we were too tough, and they didn't want to come back.
I'm gonna ask them,
Yeah.
so I've developed a relationship, I wouldn't say I'm friendly, but the young kid's named Feldman, I think, isn't that right? Fieldman, Feldman. I've become so impressed with him. I wasn't that night, I thought he was just this rich kid with his daddy. There's another developer, I can't remember his name. What's his name? He's got an Arab name.
I can't remember.
He's in joint venture partner with a local guy, and, man, I wish this wasn't a public meeting, but I sometimes think he's BSing me, and the Feldman fella is not. And so the Feldman, when I ask him questions, he's Johnny on the spot. He knows the business. He's learned it from his daddy up there in Knoxville, and I've been impressed with him. And so I then vetted him. Do they have the ability to raise the money to do a $225 million project? I didn't think they did that night when they came here.
Because they hadn't,
Yeah.
They weren't
they
organized
hadn't
at all.
acquired all the land at the
That's
time.
right.
either.
And so, remember, they had the land under option for 5 years
Yeah.
and hadn't. So last September, before the DDA traded with them on this $9 million, and they didn't do that without council support. In all the negotiations, Carmen was there with me, and Subadan was there with me, and some of the calls, Councilwoman Rowell was on the call. And after they left here, they had town hall meetings in Charettes, and there was talk about doing affordable housing, and the neighbors around that area didn't want that in any shape, form, or fashion, so they had to redo their project. And so the Feldman fella and his daddy had the ability to raise the money, and they closed on the land in September and paid $6 million cash for it. And so I got comfortable that they could actually make wood and do what they said they were
Yeah.
going to do.
Maybe we need to add, you just gave a list of questions that perhaps we should inquire about. Have you gone before the council for that particular district? Maybe we also need to add, have you presented to the DA board, or have you presented to the DDA board? Because they probably, I don't even know if they know that they had presented to us before.
Right.
So, maybe there should be some kind of guideline of questions when we do have someone to present.
So, some of my clients who are development authorities have applications for somebody to get a tax abatement, have to fill out an application. And those questions, Phyllis, that you're talking about, do you have appropriate zoning? What is the address where this is? And then we figure out whose council it is. So we're always asking that when they get in here. But staff, I could send, there's complicated applications and there's easy ones. I like the easy ones. And some of them charge a fee, $1,500, $2,500. Some don't charge a fee. But it would be great for us to have an application, and then when you all as a board are
I
talking
agree.
to them, you got all the facts in front of you.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
I got a
My-
question.
James?
Real quick question, this is on the value of the land versus what they're requesting. Seeing that they requested 33 million and the value of the land is around 6 million, is there a limit to the amount of abatement we can offer in terms of value of land?
So your tax abatement metrics that you go through are different than a TAD. And so a TAD, they're paying cash money instead of paying taxes, and then the city pays an invoice for something on their project, so they're getting cash money. There's a rule of thumb in the industry. Who in the world came up with it, I ain't got a clue. But they says the maximum amount of TAD that you ought to give anybody should not exceed 15% of the value of the project. And so they asked for that 30 million because it's 15% of 225 million. When they first came to the DDA, they didn't have a lawyer. They hired this lawyer named Steve Leibovitz, and that's his practice, is doing these TADs and stuff. And I made up in my mind, he told them you can get 15%, so they asked 33 million. I approach my business different. Even in a tax abatement, you notice when we do it, I calculate for you what is the dollar value of their savings, and then what are you getting in return for it. So, we did $4 million on Carter. We tied it back to all the money on the commercial business. And by the way, we need to chase up with that. I had a call with Carmen and Miss Subadan the other day, and I should call you Miss Davis when I do that. And sorry about that.
No, you're
and
fine.
there's no commercial going on at that Carter site. And we need to follow up on it, 'cause we put, Isaac and I and Ken put clawbacks in there. And so if they don't get busy, we're going to claw back some of that $4 million in savings. And then, we've had Harrison Merrill come in about, I can't remember the name of that. He had to tie it to moving that water and sewer line across the road. And so there's a magic number of 15% for the TAD. It doesn't apply to you. But I love how you all, whatever they get, you want to make sure the public's getting value for it.
Question.
Yes, sir.
How do we determine that District 1 was part of the DDA's scope of work when they made this decision? Because if we're all represented here by each district, how does the DDA determine what area are they supposed to be focused on for development?
So when the mayor and council created the DDA, they had to also create the area that they could operate in. And there was a big fight. A downtown development authority can only do business in its downtown area. So there's this big thing, like if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound?
Right.
Well, people like Isaac and Ken and me, we go through this thing, what is a downtown area? Well, you got a city like South Fulton, it ain't got no downtown area. And so they had to define an area. John, I don't know what it is, but can we get that? Do you know what it is? What is the downtown DDA area?
There are two sections, but it's hard to describe because it's not continuous.
But isn't it like Old National? Isn't it along Old National?
Are there maps? Are there maps?
Yeah,
Yes,
is there a
ma'am.
map?
There is. We'll get the map for it.
Okay, please,
We'll
thank
get the
you.
map for it.
We should be able to identify by
No.
that district that it
No.
covers.
No, so I think it's the east-west TAD. They created
the
what they call
east-west tads.
east-west TADs. And one is Old National, and one goes from Roosevelt all the way over to Fulton Industrial, coming through Camp Creek and through District 1.
Can we get a map
There's a map.
to the
says you
DDA,
can
I
get
mean,
it
to the Development Authority, what the DDA area is? And I'd like to know myself, I don't know what it is.
It's a word, is an abatement another word for a bond? Which,
So they're
not using the term
It's-
bonds?
So it's so convoluted. I think Isaac may do it on purpose, because if it was simple, you wouldn't have to hire us. So a tax abatement, is free taxes going to somebody, they're saving taxes. Georgia is convoluted the way we get around the anti-gratuity provision of the Georgia Constitution and get a tax abatement. We do this thing called bonds for title, where you issue bonds, they pay for it by giving you title to the property, and they take the bonds back. And then you negotiate this pilot agreement, the payment in lieu of taxes agreement. Whenever that term is up, then you give them the title back, and they stamp the bonds paid, and they give it back to you. So no money changes hand. So we used to call them phantom bonds, and they all got in the paper and the press, and it sounded squirrely. So we quit saying phantom bonds and say bonds for title. And so it's the legal mechanism to do a tax abatement. Does that make sense? Okay.
That bond for title is only if the city owns that property, correct?
No, sir. So it's like if you and I owned 100 acres and we owned it, and we wanted a 50% break on our taxes, you and I would come to this board and say, we'll give you the title to our 100 acres. You and I are private people, and they'd take it and then lease it back to us. And that leasehold interest is what the tax assessor in Fulton County would tax at 50%. And then when that deal is over with, whatever we traded, they give us the title of our property back. So we get ownership rights, like we get depreciation and all that sort of stuff, but for state law, the Development Authority owns it, and anything they own is exempt from property taxes.
Okay. One more question, I'm sorry.
Yes.
How do we ensure that the information that we see presented to us doesn't in turn go to the DDA? Once we say no, they go there and say, get a yes. How do we
Great question.
prevent that from
So,
happening?
we can't prevent Fulton County from competing with us. And so we've, particularly on some of the projects like the data center, we knew they were going to get it whether we did it or not. And so we worked hard. Remember, we cut our 1/8 to 1% to 1/16. It was a great suggestion by you, I think it was, and they took it. You and the DDA are brother and sister, and y'all might have a joint meeting one day. Y'all are not competitors.
Right, we need to.
Yeah, and so you should be able to ensure that. They would want you to respect their territory. So if, in our application, if the project's in their territory, you'd say, go to the DDA. And if it ain't in their territory, you say, come here. Now, you can do business in their territory. They cannot do business in yours because your territory covers theirs. So they ought to be scared to death of you. You ain't got nothing to be afraid of with them.
Okay, cool.
So one last thing before I quit, my mama, bless her heart, she's in heaven now, but my mama used to tell me all the time, she'd say, sugar, be sweet now.
And sit down.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Ed.
Thank you.
You did.
So Mr. Wall is a hard act to follow, right? But I do want to, much of what he said ties into some of the information and discussion I wanted to share with you. And one was talking about us not being in competition, that we are the same team, right? We are working towards the same goal for the same purpose for the same city. So what any of us do and how successful any of us are is because of one another. And so I just want to emphasize that we're a team. And so when Ed mentioned about how we're not in competition and that we want to make sure we don't get ahead of the mayor and city council, where you do have the right at some point to do that in your authority and your rights as a body, we do have guiding vision principles. And so I just want to define the issue of mayor and city council and getting ahead. As you know, they set the policy for the city, they set the vision for the city. And so we want to be in line and in alignment with that vision and that goal. And so there are several guiding documents that we use. And today I did bring a few for you to see. We have the driven, the last one is, I don't have them in front of me. Oh, a year of impact. And so the year of impact for 2024 is the accomplishments and the achievements that occurred during the 2024 budget year. And so you'll see that packet that will give you in detail from each department what was accomplished. And I think that's important for you to know and see as you are evaluating what's happening in our city, as you're trying to move economic development forward in the city. You want to know what's been happening and how you can enhance what is currently occurring. So also on your table is the 5-year 2025-2029 strategic plan. And that was recently approved by City Council, which is also a guiding document as to how we further our economic development and our advancement and development as a city, creating jobs, creating community, and creating space. So please take a time to look at that. Also, I want to highlight in the strategic plan that you will see the city's organizational chart. And so I remember at the last meeting, there were some questions about organization and the city organization. So I just want to highlight that piece in that booklet, and you will see the overall city chart, and specifically how the economic development feeds into the overall vision. You'll see how the economic development department connects to an assistant city manager, which I am that assistant city manager responsible for the economic development, and then also city manager, assistant city manager feeds into the city manager, who then reports to the mayor and city council. So I just want to make sure, I know it's basic elementary of the school of the city, but I want you to see that and highlight that organization. And again, emphasize how we all are guided by the vision of these documents. In addition to others, we have the comprehensive plan. We are also in midst of updating our comprehensive plan for the next 20 years. As you know, the comprehensive plan is updated every 5 years. And so we're in the midst of that. So that is a guiding vision document. So when we talk about the community meetings and engagement sessions that are happening, has been happening over the last several months, and the 2 that are left that will happen in May that you receive invitations and flyers about those as well, that will dictate how we will see our city go, the direction of our city. And of course, with your help and your service, is lining up with that guidance and the vision of the comprehensive plan, and we develop how we grow, how it actually happens and occur. So again, I thank you for your service. We could not do this without you, and I so appreciate how Ed presented how the 2 authorities are not in competition. We are a team, and of course, whatever you need, we are here to support you. So my assignment from the city manager is to support the efforts that you have so graciously volunteered to do, because you care and are committed to the city of South Fulton. And so I want to continue to thank you for that. The other thing I want to share with you is related to, I talked about that. Oh, so I want to give you an update on the recruitment process. I did earlier share the status that we had so far over 90 applications for the Economic Development Director position. We have about 8 bona fide candidates that we will vet and screen. So we're working on the committee, the interview committee, and so we will include the 2 development authorities as part of that screening process and part of the interview process. So I want to let you know that. And how we're going to unfold the full process, we're not sure yet. We'll be getting together in the next week or so to determine what that process is, and we'll be reaching out to the chair of each of the development authorities to include them in the process. So I want to let you know about that. I will stop here and see if you have any questions about the process or about any of the visioning efforts that are happening in the city.
I don't have a question, but I think most of us attended, I think 7 out of the 9 of us attended the State of the City address. That was, what, last week?
Yes,
Last week.
yes.
And so I was quite taken aback by some of the development that was shown on the videos, because some of it I just didn't know. I heard that Mayor Kobe was talking about the purchase of some land and all of these things, and the city hall is gonna look like a pyramid. That aside, how do we get, or how do we stay connected so we kind of don't learn about it when the regular people that aren't volunteering their time find out these things? I just felt like, okay, somebody should have told us some of the development. Some of it we knew about. I saw pictures of Grady. We knew about those things. But it just seemed like there was a lot of things that I didn't know about. I'm a District 2, or whatever, and I see and talk to councilperson Community Gums a lot. So I was just like, oh, I didn't know to ask or talk about this because I know what's going on.
Well, good question. That'll segue to my next topic.
Oh, okay.
So to answer your question about communicating about the other projects that are happening in the city, so one, the question came last time was, where are the properties that the city owns? So in your packet, you do have the list of properties that have been acquired by the city. We do not state some of them of the purpose of those locations because right now we're still trying to unfold some of the visions that are happening there, and we may be acquiring additional property, and so it gets into that competitive, confidential information. So right now I do have the properties that we do own, and there will be more to come. I do want to just make sure I make a correction on the record. You mentioned about City Hall will look like a pyramid.
No, I said, he said he
He's-
wanted it to look
Oh,
like
he said he wanted to. I just want to make sure you know that it is not planned for it to be a pyramid.
I figured
I
that
just
was
want to
not
make
it.
sure we were clear about that on the record.
No.
So going forward, and one of the big things I took away from our last meeting was about communication and how we communicate. So we will certainly, as you saw today was an effort from the team, and I so commend the team for their updates to you from the different advisory groups that they are managing and facilitating, bringing you the updates of those projects. And so going forward, we will bring forth the projects that we are aware of. For instance, we will work with our Community Development and Regulatory Affairs to give a monthly or quarterly, I'm not sure, I have to work with the team and see how that information flows, report on approved projects, permits, and sites under construction or to be constructed, who have received their permit to construct. So we certainly will improve on that communication. So our goal is to make sure you are equipped with the information you need to be effective at your role. And so the better you are, the better we are, right? So we'll be working
And thank
to
you for
improve that.
When we first came on board, we were all, babies in this process. And so there was a report. What they did today, they did in the beginning.
Yes.
And then it stopped. So I'm glad to see that is coming back and being continued. Because one, I like to hear from them, and then it lets us see some of the things.
Okay, and you tell us how much, because we do a lot, as you see. That was a summary. Okay, so we do a lot. So we know we can put these in report forms and give you just a snapshot of it at the meeting, or discuss it or answer any questions that you see, but we'll put it in a formal report where you'll have.
We used to get the written reports or the slides or whatever in our notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could add that back to it and some of the flyers. I think we have flyers tonight, but that's how it was before. So I think that worked for me.
Yes.
I still have some of those, so we can do that.
Absolutely.
But it also, it creates more of a bond with the board.
Whatever you need, we'll do.
Got one. Thank you for this information regarding the properties that the city purchased. And I understand you say some of this is not available for speaking on because you're not sure the development direction.
Yes.
If there is a possibility to share with us, and I don't know if we want to talk about this offline because of the ICSC, if we can market some of these properties down there to some of these developers that may want to do something in South Fulton who is not aware of what's available to them, we may be wanting to share some of that information that's allowed to be shared.
Right, we'll discuss that, because some properties are not necessarily for retail development, but maybe
exactly.
for city facilities.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do we find out what these actual locations are for?
That's what I'm saying. Some of those locations, we can't say what the purpose is for those because of confidentiality, because we may be acquiring new land, and so when you do that, you lose your leverage to purchase,
So
and
basically you
it
don't.
decreases our competition.
You don't get to find out.
And we couldn't even do that in an executive, we couldn't do that in executive session.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just want to make sure.
No, ma'am.
Which property is the property for the city hall, for the pyramid?
If I tell you, I have to kill you. Isn't that what they say?
I'm just making sure it's not gonna be in Ghana.
Well, I don't know if there's any properties put that on there.
That's it.
But also, I'm sorry, was there a question?
No, just
No.
jokes.
Oh.
I was like, now she done said for confidentiality, and y'all, and we just keep.
No, well, I
pushing.
thought,
We
no,
keep
I
pushing.
thought when he said that wasn't, because he act, I promise you, sitting next to you, I thought he said where it was. That's why I thought
He
it
did
was.
not. He
No.
did not.
Oh, okay.
He
Okay.
said, I can't tell you right where
Yes,
it is.
And I think
So-
most of us understand why,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.